it's Jill with Angel Creations. Welcome back to my craft room. Happy Saturday crafting with me today. Thanks for joining me. We are going to do a little painting today. We are going to zhuzh up this little reindeer from the Dollar Tree. And yeah, we're going to just have some fun. And we're gonna light this little reindeer up. If you already know that because you already saw the thumbnail. So let's get lit. Okay, that wasn't so funny. All right, so we're gonna use the deer from the Dollar Tree, which I already said, and then we're going to use these battery operated lights also from the Dollar Tree. But if you cannot find these, there is an option. You can get these light up battery operated lights in the Christmas section at the Dollar Tree. You will need to buy some AA batteries. I think it requires 2 AA batteries for this set though. And it will be a little bit longer to work with, but it will be doable. We're going to put our lights aside. These lights do come with the batteries already, which is a nice added plus, and you just have to pull the tab. So I have a variety of paints here, all in the brown hues. I'm just trying to make sure you can see here. And I also have some cinnamon. We're going to be playing with some cinnamon to make our little reindeer look a little more real. And so I have all apple barrel. I have a one Craft Smart paint, but all really reasonable, cheap paint. And I'm going to have, I got territorial beige. Not that it matters because you guys can use any browns. I have a khaki, and these used to be 50 cents at Walmart. I don't know, I haven't bought any since the whole pandemic and price increase. And I have a nutmeg brown, and that's probably all I'm going to use. This is just a real cheap kids paint. I don't know where I even got that. I do have an espresso, though we might use a little espresso. And then I have a styrofoam plate so I can mix some of my paints. I do have a little puffy paint. I thought I might use a little blue. I may or may not use for the eyes, probably not. But if I get there and I want to do that, then I'll have it near me. I'm looking for a pencil. Okay. So I'm not going to take his 3D pieces off. I'm going to just go around very nicely and paint those myself. But what I want to do first is kind of draw some eyes. So I know I'm going to give this deer a snout. A little bit of a snout. So his eyes need to be above that. Now, I'm terrible at this. I wish I had some little ovals to trace. But I'm just going to go ahead and give him some eyes. And I'm going to do them close together because I like that look of them being close. They're not going to be perfect. There's no perfect craft. As long as we have a little eyeball shape, I'll be happy with that. And then I am going to give them a little bit of definition in the ears, a little bit too. Just a little bit. That's all I'm going to do. So I just sketched a little bit, a little eyes, a little snout, a little bit of fuzz in the ears. Now comes the fun part. So I want his antlers to be the darkest. So I'm going to start with where I want the lightest color first. So I'm going to take some khaki and some territorial beige, and I'm just going to mix them. You like that shaking? That shaking, shaking, shaking. We're going to just mix the territorial beige and a little khaki together and see what comes of it, because I really don't know. I'm just trying to do a little bit lighter shade around his snout. Snout, is that right? I don't know. I'm just gonna mix that up. And I'm just gonna start painting a little snout. I don't know. I don't look at deer very often, so I just think that he needs a little definition, you know, a little couple of different colors. We'll probably have to do a couple of coats, so we'll have to dry this in between. He's gonna be cute. I can picture him in my head. You know how those never work out. Do you ever try to do something from Pinterest and it's in your head, and not only is it in your head, it's in front of you, and yours comes out completely different? Well, we are going to make ours amazing. I just know it. All right, I'm gonna give, so this is a little, we're gonna have to do 2 coats. I'm gonna give this a little zhuzhing so I can do another coat. We'll be right back. Okay, dokie. I have zhuzhed up his little snout, gave him a little color in his ears, but we will probably have to go back over those ears. Now I'm gonna move on to a little darker paint. So I'm gonna use the nutmeg brown. And I'm going to carefully go around his snout and his eyeballs and all the things. And I'm just going to use the same brush. I'm going to start up here on his ears. And you probably can't see the little bit of different color that I put around his ears here until I do this. Then you might be able to see it. This is definitely going to take a couple of coats as well. So I'm just going to go around and paint my deer, and you don't need to watch me paint, and then I will be right back. Okay, he has had 2 coats of nutmeg brown by Apple Barrel. Now, I need a darker brown. I'm going to see how dark the espresso is for his, I was going to call them antennae, antlers. I'm so sorry. I have been so tired lately. I don't know what it is. Trying to do 2 things here. Kind of having I don't know, lupus flare up probably. The weather's kind of crazy. That's enough to do it, you know. All right, now I want to do his antlers a little darker. So I'm trying to think. I got a fuzz in my eye. Let's check out how dark this is first of all, because I might add something to it. Oh, that says espresso, but that is like gold. I don't want that. Don't want that. So I'm gonna use Antique Waverly Wax because that's nice and dark. And maybe put a little bit of black in it. Let's see. At least it will give us a different color. That's what I want, is a different color for the antlers. Let me get a good brush here though. This one will do. I want a different brown for the antlers because I don't know. Yeah, I just want a different brown for the antlers. That's all I know. So I'm going to paint with my Waverly Antique Wax and use it just like it would be paint. So let me paint my antlers in the dark wax, Antique Waverly Wax, and then I'll be right back. Okay, now while these are drying, the antlers, I did go over them with the air gun, but they're still a little damp. But while those are drying, I'm going to attempt to make some eyeballs. So I'm going to take my black paint pen, and I'm just going to trace around the shape. You can use a Sharpie or even a paintbrush if you have a nice steady hand. I don't really have a nice steady hand. Alright, so I'm making some eyeballs. And I'm just making them up as I go along. So I have some puff paint, and I think I'll do, I guess this part will be white. I'm looking at, and I guess I'll do a darker line here. I'm probably making him look cartoonish now by accident, but that's alright. We're just gonna go with it. I guess I'll give him some blue eyes. And then he'll have blue and black and white eyes. I'm gonna make that a little bit darker. And a little bit wider. Alright, so we're just going to put a little tiny bit of blue because we don't need much. A little angled brush, and we'll give him some blue eyes. One coat. We don't need them bright blue, so one coat will do. This is MDF board, so it is thirsty. It does like to suck the paint right up. I will say that. So you definitely, where you want the color, you definitely need to do several coats. Alright, that'll do it for our blue paint. Let's cover that up. And now we need a little white. I am just going to use another paint marker. If it works. I have another one here because I was afraid of that. And I'm just going to color in my eyeballs with this white. I think. It might not show up enough. Oh no! Get the baby wipe. I dripped. Oops. My baby wipes to cover it up here. Let's get that off our paint real quick. See if we can save our deer. And we'll just forget this whole marker thing and go in with the little white chalk paint. That's what we're gonna do. That's not quite as dangerous. And now we need another little brush. Oops. I love painting. I really do love to paint. Can't say that I am the best little artist, but I do love to paint. Alright, let's try this again with the little brush and a steadier hand, hopefully. This is not the best brush. It's got a fuzzy on my tip. Might want a better one. Let's try this one. Boy, we've got a bunch of paintbrushes here today. It's fun. I love holding a paintbrush in my hand. Alright, let's just color that in. And again, one coat will do because we really are all about his eyeballs. He does need them, but... Alright, now, before I paint the nose, which is, of course, going to be red. I didn't get red out, did I? Didn't mention red in our colors of paint. Alright, well, he is what he is. He's cute. Okay, so now before I paint red for his nose, I don't know if we should do lacquer or crimson. I think we'll go with crimson. But before we do that, I need to give him a really, really good dry because we are going to Mod Podge him and give him a little cinnamon. So I will be right back. Okay, now that he is nice and dry, I took some of my painter's tape from the Dollar Tree and I just covered his nose. I don't want his nose to get all cinnamony. Probably should do his eyes too, but I'm just gonna hopefully take a dry brush, paintbrush, and just scoop that cinnamon off. We're not going to be using that much cinnamon anyway. So let me get my little trash barrel handy. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. And let's get some matte Mod Podge. And I am just going to put my Mod Podge in certain places where I want some cinnamon. It's just easier to do it this way, I think, than to go in the bottle with it. Now, let's take a good brush. So we're pretty much covering where we put the nutmeg brown, all there. Mostly. We don't want our snout. Yet, I guess. I don't know. We probably should do the snout. I guess the whole animal needs it. But this is what I was thinking of doing first of all. Let's see how this looks. Kind of will give it a little definition where we'll see like, it'll look like, I'm hoping it'll look like fur, like the fuzz that a deer has on his antlers, I guess, but I'm putting fuzz on his body. I want him to look fuzzy. You know, he's got cartoon eyes, but we're going with the fuzzy. Okay, let's go with the cinnamon. We're going to dump it on. I'm going to sprinkle it on where we put all Mod Podge. I got an overhead fan fighting me. So put your cinnamon on. Going a little heavier now in some spots. And where we miss, we'll just go back over. I'm almost out of cinnamon, people. So let's let this sit for a minute and dry. I'm gonna go up in my kitchen and grab some more cinnamon, and because I think we're gonna need it. So we're gonna let this sit and dry. We can even tap it like you do cinnamon toast, so it's got good coverage. You can shift it like cinnamon toast. And I will be, actually we probably have enough cinnamon here to do this. This is on parchment paper, so we'll save what we can knock off, and we'll probably have plenty. But I'm gonna let this dry up for a minute and we'll be right back. I'm helping him dry a little bit, and I'm taking a clean paintbrush and I'm just wiping off the cinnamon that I don't want up on his antlers. And he looks pretty cute with the one coat of cinnamon, but I might just dab a little bit more Mod Podge on in a few more places and give him a second little coat. But he is looking really, really cute. Let me give you a look-see. How cute! And he smells heavenly. So let me continue to dry him, and I might put another little Mod Podge on, and yeah, maybe a little more cinnamon. Okay, I'm standing up because I want to give you a good look. He's not all dry, but I want to give you a good look at what the cinnamon is doing to him. Isn't that sweet? And he smells so good. So you just Mod Podge your cinnamon on. So he's not completely dry, but we are going to go on to the next step anyway. So we're going to take our battery lights out of the package, and hopefully they work. Let's see. We're going to pull our tab out. Pull our tab out, and where's the button? Right here. Okay, so they do work. So we have a couple of choices. We have flashing, and then we have blinking, and then we have steady on. So what we're going to do is we are going to carefully turn our little oh, I didn't paint his nose yet. We can do that in a minute. I did put the tape over his nose. I also want to do a little more zhuzhing on his eyes. But what we have here is 6 bulbs. 2 red, 2 yellow, a blue, and a green. And so we have 2 antlers, so we're going to make sure that both antlers get 3 lights. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to feed it through from the back to the front here. Oops. So that our switch is going to be in the back. I don't know where it's going to be in the back yet, but for just for right now, I'm going to tape it. I am going to tape it. Alright, so then we're going to feed these through. I'm going to back up so you can see me a little better. Okay, now I have 2 sides here. So we're just going to have this guy all tangled up in his lights. So you can feed your lights however you think you are going to want them dangling. And then once you have them placed in a fun placement, we're going to glue his lights right, oh no! Oh, we're going to glue those lights right down. Alright, so that's what we're going to do. So I am going to just be pulling and tugging for a minute. So I'm going to glue my green one down right here, and I'm giving it a heat ton of glue so that it will stay in place. And I'm going to come over here and do the same thing with my yellow one, but this time I'm going to put my bulb going up. Oh, this smells heavenly. Cinnamon. And then I'm just going to continue all around gluing my bulbs where they can be seen. Just gluing them down to his antlers. I'm having an issue with the stupid Sure Bonder glue gun. I don't know why. I can hear you saying, why? I don't know why. It doesn't like me. I don't like it. It's mutual. Alright, so I'm going to come over here, and I think I'll put, let's see, we got to make sure it's all tangled up. I'm going to put, stretching that, okay. Just gluing my bulbs down wherever they happen to hit best. This is going to be so cute. I am kind of being careful not to hit my cinnamon. This one needs to go here. this deer came into my yard, and he got tangled up in all of my Christmas lights. Look at the glue cobwebs here. That's why I'm holding this up. Do you ever see me holding my hand up and you don't know why? Because it doesn't appear to be anything in my hand. Well, it's because I see a glue gun cobweb string and I'm trying to hold it up away from my project. These are my worst enemy. I cannot stand these cobwebs. Alright, I think I just have one more bulb to glue. That'll be this red one. Then we'll paint his nose, because he's got to have a red nose. Right? He's Rudolph. I don't know what we're going to do yet. I'm still thinking about how we are going to attach that. Let's get these cobwebbies off of here. Paint up his nose. He is adorable. Let's put this over a minute. Look at this, you guys. He is all tangled up in the Christmas lights. Oh my gosh, I just love him. Okay, so now we are going to, I guess we're done with the cinnamon. So we are good with the cinnamon. Now we are going to take off the tape off his nose. And I decided to use crimson chalk paint from Waverly on his nose. Cover away. Let me get a nice little angled brush. I get cobwebbies. We can't paint with cobwebbies sticking to us. There we go. Alright, let's just get a little bit of paint here. And paint Rudolph's nose red. He is going to be so cute. He's almost my favorite Christmas thing already. I'm going to just double it up right now instead of drying it. We shouldn't, but I'm doing it. Alright, so there's our little red nose. He's so cute. I want to put a little white dot in his eyes here. Do that real quick. I'm just going to take the tip of my paintbrush, looking for which one is the smallest paintbrush I have out right now. I guess it will be this one. And I'm just going to dip it in my cap and give him a little dot right there in the corner of his eyes. Thought he needed that. Now we are going to put our hanger on him. We cut his hanger off, but I always save the ones that come with the with the, I can't think of what you call this now, the toggle. And I have one, so we are going to feed him right through his original hole. And over to this side, we're going to do the same thing. And then that is our finished product. Let's light him up. Let's first of all decide what we're going to do here. I'm going to put this up. I'm going to untape it. And I'm going to neaten it up. And now I'm going to tape it. I'm going to put that tape back on his back here. Just like that. Now I'm going to wind this part up. No, I'm not. I'm just going to fold it up. And I'm going to put more tape on here. We don't care about tape, right? I mean, so what if we have a little tape on the back? We're not going to see it. And that's a really good way to secure it. I mean, we could hot glue it, but I don't want to melt the wires. Trim this tape off a little bit so it doesn't show. So this tape is perfect. That's what we're going to do. And we're going to light it. We're going to light this deer up. If I can get the tape off of my fingers. All right, are we ready? I can't reach the lights or I'd shut them off. Ready? Uh-oh. Okay, flashing, blinking, and steady. How cute is that? He is lit, and I love him. He came out so cute. He smells so good, and I just love him. This is a great time for you to give me a thumbs up. Sharing is caring. So if you love this craft as much as I loved making it with you, go ahead and share it with all your friends, family, and social media. Here comes Gracie May. She might, can you see her ears? Hi, Gracie May. Come on, you want to come up? I think she might like the cinnamon smell. Anyway, go ahead and do the like, comment, share, all the things. And until I see you next time, be good and do good. Bye now.